first this hour, we want to bring you some breaking news coming to us out of the United States. The latest attempt by Republicans to repeal President Barack Obama's landmark Affordable Care Act has failed. It's been voted down 51 to 49, and William Denselow is in New York for more. So, William, this has just happened in the last few moments. What do we know about the Republicans again losing a vote?
Yeah, well, after, of course, 7 years of trying to repeal and replace the Affordable Care Act, otherwise, of course, known as Obamacare, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has told his fellow lawmakers that it is time to move on. He describes this as incredibly disappointing. And as you might expect, Republicans, Mitch McConnell very much pointing the finger at Democrats, really blaming them for obstruction at every step of the way. Mitch McConnell thanking the president for all his efforts. Of course, President Donald Trump has said and repeatedly stated that from day one that he was elected into the White House, he wanted to make repealing and replacing Obamacare a clear priority. However, this hasn't been the case. The simple fact of the matter is, despite controlling all three branches of government, Republicans couldn't get together in terms of a consensus and a unified voice to once and for all reject Obamacare.
Absolutely, and it's not the only bit of bad news that Trump has had in the last sort of 24 hours or so. He's also had that vote go against him, essentially in the Senate, to impose new sanctions against Russia, Iran and North Korea.
That's absolutely right. Of course, this is a vote that President Trump again has acted out against. Of course, President Trump has repeatedly stated that he believes it's mutually beneficial for the United States and Russia to work close together. We've heard from Russian officials who've said that this vote going to the president's desk has been incredibly hurtful for those relations. There's also the very important point to remember that if this bill is to pass, this would essentially relinquish some of President Trump's powers. It would mean that if he was to want to remove sanctions on Russia in the future, he would need approval from US lawmakers. So that's incredibly significant as well. Now, at this stage, we're not sure whether President Trump plans to veto this bill or not. But one important thing to remember is because of the landslide vote that both the House and the Senate passed this bill, bipartisan support, let's not forget, that means that should US lawmakers want to, and should President Trump veto that decision, lawmakers could essentially just brush that to one side and go ahead anyway.
OK, William in New York for now. Thanks for that.